What up? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And look at you. You done stumbled upon little OTB Saints, where we bring you all the latest black and gold coverage.
Who are the Saints going to draft? Who's going to be their quarterback? What does the salary cap look like? All that information and more.
Hope you enjoy it. Like, subscribe. Hear what Coach Teef had to say about his new starting left tackle last night. Let's just start with Kellen Moore 1. This is Kellen Moore on his first draft as a Saints head coach, or as a head coach.
It was a great process. It was kind of fun culmination of a long process over the last few months. And so, it's that first opportunity for the coaching staff, for the scouting side of this thing, for all of us to team up on this process. And I felt like it's been a lot of fun.
What about Coach? Why did you want to pick an offensive lineman?
Yeah, certainly. I love the opportunity. Again, this is a trenches game. This is a game that's won up front in a lot of ways, and obviously my background has been around that in a lot of places I've been, and certainly this place is invested in it, and we feel like we can continue to do that. And so we feel like we're building a strength in that offensive line. We got a ton of really good talent there, and we're really excited about that.
This place is invested in it is kind of funny because they have. Now you haven't got the return necessarily. But look, if that answer sounds cliche and boring, it's because we keep making him say it. It's kind of on us. We keep asking him, and he keeps telling us, look, I believe you have to build up front. I don't know what else to tell you. To trenches game. So for whatever it's worth, it may be boring, but you can take it as honest, if nothing else. He's not putting on any airs. And look, yeah, when he was in Dallas, with the Chargers, with the Eagles, what did all of them have in common? They were good offenses with good offensive lines and a commitment to that position. What stood out about Kelvin Banks?
Yeah, just through the whole process, he's everything you want your organization to represent. The player, the person, 3-year starter. He's just turning 21 here next month. You meet him, you quickly are gravitated to him as a person, and you put on the film, and he gets after people. He moves people in the run game. He's a great pass protector. He just does an excellent job.
I would say one thing that I really liked hearing about Kelvin Banks is because obviously 42 starts, Outland Trophy, Lombardi, the accolades speak for themselves. But it's what Texas had to say about him, right? Texas loves this guy. Team leader, about the right things. And I think if you're a coach and you have to get this first pick of your head coaching tenure right, that's another element of the high floor that we were talking about. A high character guy who has already passed, the intangibles test in his program he was just in with flying covers. All right. How early did you identify Kelvin Banks?
Well, certainly we felt like we had 2 touching base points there. Certainly I did, being able to go to the pro day, being able to meet him at the combine. And so certainly we still had a couple opportunities. 30 visits sometimes come in for various reasons. And, we just felt like we had a great feel for him. Felt like, they had done a lot of work from a scouting department standpoint. And so, we felt really comfortable with it.
Give me more 5 here.
It shows the player and the person. Well, certainly when you combine the situation, he's a 3-year starter. He's really young. He's about ready to turn 21. For him to just hop in there and compete at that high of a level in, arguably some of the toughest games in college football that you're going to play, just shows the player and the person that he is.
He was asked about a particular game or moment that stood out on tape, and Moore said, yeah, all 42 of his career starts. So, all right, let's just close it out then. Coach Teef, once again, has building from the trenches always been a core thought for you?
Yeah, I think it's just you recognize the value of that in this game. If you have issues up front, if we have challenges, not a whole lot else can be accomplished without those guys. And so we recognize the value of that. I think that's the beauty of it. This place has continued to invest in it year in, year out. The last couple places I've been, it's been the same exact case, and feel like it's contributed to a lot of the success at other places and here included.
There you go. So I really like the pick. It makes a lot of sense to me. Do y'all have any thoughts on Kelvin Banks?
I like it. I was telling you during break, like over 2,700 snaps in college, all of them at left tackle, only 5 sacks. Like that is your left tackle from day one. And, we've been critical of Mickey Loomis, and rightfully so, but, we were talking a second ago about it's kind of cultivated last year when you took Taliesin Fuaga. The thing everybody loved about him, like, he wasn't the best pure left tackle in last year's draft, but he could play everywhere but center, which is good because you needed everything but center. He was fine at left tackle, but you can move him anywhere. T-Bob, let's say Trevor Penning can't play guard, because I agree with you. In the perfect world, they move Fuaga to right tackle and Penning at guard.
Yeah.
But let's say he can't play there. That's fine. Put Penning at tackle. Fuaga can play guard. He did that at Oregon State as well. Like, this is almost like a 2-year process that they went through. They wanted best available O-lineman last year because they needed help everywhere, and you got best available left tackle this year. I mean, I think if you combine Fuaga with Kelvin Banks, I think it's a great 2 years in a row.
For what it's worth as well, they did mention the positional versatility of Banks, although he only played left tackle. Like, they think he could play guard if he needed to, blah, blah, blah. So really, in both Fuaga and Banks, they feel like you were talking about, they got two just really good offensive linemen. Because, like, maybe you tried to move Penning to guard, and it's a disaster, and, it's too much of a chain for him after you put all this time in trying to figure himself out at right tackle. And then so maybe you bump one of those other two down to guard because that produces your best 5. And I like Banks' attitude and answer on this as well, where he basically said, look, man, I don't care. My goal is to be one of the top 5. And if I earn that starting role, I'm going to give everything that I have. So he's not out here being married to anything either. Again, I think it's a high character, high talent guy that you got at a position that's going to help you for the future. Now, you wish you had a quarterback he was protecting. That would make everything better. But, like, it does raise the floor on your quarterbacks, whoever that may be. Spencer Rattler, if you get a guy today, it raises the floor there. Also, think about some of the improvement. Like, the Saints 09 was not great last year, but they weren't the disaster of 2 years ago. And a lot of that improvement came from Clint Kubiak's system, a better system, putting guys in better positions to succeed. Well, we think of Kellen Moore as one of the premier offensive minds in the NFL right now. So in theory, you give him McCoy, who, and granted, hopefully everybody stays healthy. You give McCoy a couple of good tackles, which, that just helps the guard having better players on both sides of them. And you give him a better system, and, like, maybe the Saints line ends up being pretty good. Hope, right? It's a hell of a thing. All right, in terms of who these Saints could go after today, they got a second round, they got 2 third-rounders. Really, the story is all about quarterback, right? Here at the beginning of the second round, the over-under for Vegas for quarterbacks taken in the first was 2.5. They end up going under. Obviously, Shadur Shuck Milroe still on the board. And then you still got, like, the Ewers Howard tier of guys as well. Do you think the Saints trade up at 40? From 40?
No, I would not trade up at 40
especially with
either.
only 2 quarterbacks going.
Yeah.
And the Giants are off. They already got theirs.
Yeah, I'm going to say no.
Shador's still on the board?
Yeah, so who needs quarterbacks, Tay,
So
that's going to be in the second round?
Cleveland, but
ahead of you.
Cleveland has 2 second-round picks. So they could potentially do something with that because they have 33, but by trading back from 2, they got 36 from Jacksonville. And so really it's Cleveland.
They're taking a quarterback.
I would imagine at least one of those
Yeah,
picks, right?
okay.
36, 30, but they're not taking 2 of them.
No.
So you got Cleveland and you got Las Vegas. For sure, you for sure think. And I'm not
And
sure Las Vegas does.
I don't think Vegas would take a quarterback.
I'm not sure they do.
I mean, they just extended Geno. Pete Carroll loves Geno Smith. They got Ashton Genty. Like, Vegas probably has more value investing in a starter rather than a risky quarterback.
They need a receiver. I mean, as good as Brock Bowers is, they have Brock Bowers, they have Jacoby Myers. That's it. They need offensive linemen.
So those are the only quarterback-thirsty teams in front of you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Now the Giants are gone. Okay.
Yeah, because the Giants traded back up. Because it was always, everybody was like, okay, the Raiders may be interested in somebody for the future, which if you're interested in somebody in the future, wait till next year. It's a lot deeper class. And then Browns and Giants, but Giants took one.
Do the Browns go Shadur? And therefore, because a quarterback cannot succeed in Cleveland, right? It is impossible. We have seen it time and time again. Is Shadur going to suffer the double whammy of not getting drafted in the first round and then going to Cleveland.
Good news is not a first rounder, so they can't pick up his 5th-year option. He can get out of there quicker.
That's true. I guess.
No, so here's who's in front of you. Cleveland 33, Texans, Titans, neither of them QBs.
No, yeah.
Cleveland again, so no.
Yeah.
Raiders, Patriots, Bears. So
Okay,
really
so
one
this
team,
is working out pretty perfectly
really
for
one
the
team if
Saints.
the Raiders don't take somebody.
Now, who could potentially look to trade up for one of these quarterbacks behind you?
So it's funny. The Bears are actually at 7 and 9, so they're in front of you and behind you. Jets at 10, the 10th pick, 42 overall. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
The Rams, if they want a guy for the future, but again, I'd wait till next year. It's a deeper class.
Huh.
Miami at 48.
So I feel kind of good.
Maybe
like,
the Jets would be the only team.
I feel kind of good. Like the Saints are trending to what I've been calling the ideal scenario, which is great player at 9, and then one of that tier of quarterbacks at 40. Okay, so let's rank the tier then. One of them will be gone, either Shadur, Milroe, or Shuck.
Yeah.
Probably Shadur.
I would imagine.
So you're probably
I don't
looking at
know. A
Milroe
lot
or
of
Shuck.
people- I mean, think about all the reports we heard that like some people had Shuck as their number 1 quarterback.
I mean, to me,
How
he's my
true is
last
that?
one. He's my last
I
one.
mean,
I don't know,
Milroe's
dude.
my last. You know how I feel about
So
him.
he's so unexciting. He had one good year. I get that he has all the physical potential. Maybe I'm wrong here. Also, I know that a lot of people hand wave away the 26-year-old thing, but I kind of don't. He's 26 years old.
Well, and if
What are we
you-
drafting? Brandon Whedon, the Cowboys?
If you're a starting caliber quarterback and Shuck starts 10 years, he's only 36. The quarterbacks play till they're 40 nowadays.
Yeah, I know, but still, I'm like, you should have been better in college. You were 30, playing with 18-year-olds.
Yeah, but I mean, those are grown men in college. Like, you're not 18 playing against 13-year-olds. You're 25 playing against 20-year-olds. Like,
I mean, you're 25 playing against 20-year-olds, though.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like you're
I
a
don't
grown
know.
man when you play.
I don't know. Tyler Shuck's just unexciting to me.
He's unexciting.
You know who I
sure,
want.
But
You know who I want.
I know who you want.
Who
You
do I want?
probably want Jalen Milroe.
Oh, you damn right
I
I
would
do,
not
son.
take Jalen Milroe in the 7th round.
Okay, well, you're an idiot. You and Moscona can go suck each other off. It's too early for that. I apologize, guys.
That was a lot.
That was my bad.
Yeah.
My bad. That's just some locker room talk, you know? Scrap. That's a throwback. Yeah, no, I think y'all are crazy, dude.
I think he's athletic.
Kellen Moore, give Kellen Moore a chance to develop Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe in the black and gold. Are you kidding me? You know what I think? I think Kalen DeBoer sucks. How about that?
So you loved Kalen DeBoer.
Yeah, and I was wrong.
Okay.
You know, I was wrong. No Ryan Grubb. Ryan Grubb was always the secret to Kalen DeBoer's success.
I mean, maybe we'll find out this year if
yeah,
he's back.
for real. Yes, dude. If the Saints get Kelvin Banks and Jalen Milroe at 40, that is a home run to me.
Wow, just amazing black and gold takes right there, Jake.
I don't think I've ever heard any takes that are better than the two guys that just gave you that take.
And you can keep getting them by going ahead and liking, subscribing, ringing the bell to get notifications when we post. Have a great day. We'll see you on the next OTB Saints.